Testing, testing. All right, hopefully this is working. Game just started, a little behind, so half hour. So hopefully this is picking up. My headset took a crap. Just trying to get things going here, and then I'll start commentating. But yeah, I think I have it going here. So can you hear me? I'm using Emery's AirPods for this, so hopefully it's working. But Delano just took a shot, blocked by Hansen. Now brought up by Wimmer. Wimmer brings it in his zone, takes a shot, and stopped by their goalie with 12:51 remaining in this first period. As Rugemer will face off, Rugemer has Wirtz and Mead as Wirtz sends one down, blocked by the goalie, sent into the board. Rebounded by Delano. Delano's going to bring it up. Now into the zone. Stolen away by Wimmer. Wimmer's going to bring it up across center ice. Now into the zone. Has it plucked away. And here comes Delano up the ice. Now into the zone. Comes around. Goes for a shot off the pipe. Off the corner pipe. No good. There's another shot right into their player. And now rebounded by Kornick. Puck comes out to their point. And they're going to send it back down. That one stopped by Hansen. Face off there by Lensmeyer. Puck goes across over to Olmscheid. Puck out in center ice now. Stan gets it, pushes it up to Lensmeyer. 11:27 remaining in this first period. puck still at neutral ice is Thielen trying to push it in the zone. Stolen away there by Hess. Hess is going to bring it in as it's stolen away. Now brought into the zone by Delano, and they're going to get a whistle for offsides. As face-off comes back to Mead. Mead trying to push it up ice. Now dumps it down into the zone. Delano trying to get it up ice. Brings it across now into neutral ice. Takes a shot, stopped there by Hansen. Another shot there, stopped off the net. Puck behind the net as Mead will pick it up. Goes for another shot off of Mead's shin pad. As the puck comes out to neutral ice again. Delano brings it in, takes a shot, just a bit above her head. Now their point's going to try sending it back down. As Rugemer trying to get in there. Delano pushing it in, trying to get a shot up, blocked by Hansen, and now covered and get a whistle. As the puck comes out, brought over to Wimmer. Wimmer's going to turn, tries to bring it up, has the puck stolen away, but Stain gets it back. Now over to Kornick. Kornick brings it across center ice. Now into the zone. And the puck sent across over to Sting. Sting sends it up to Wimmer. Wimmer tries to get it into the zone. Now sent back to Kornick. Kornick turns, dumps it down deep. Oh, that could really fuzzy. And Delano trying to clear it out of the zone, gets it out to neutral ice. Net there by Olmscheid. Now over to Mead. Puck sent down into the corner as Olmscheid uses the boards, trying to get it up to Wimmer. Or not Olmscheid, Wirtz. Delano trying to get a shot there, stopped by Hansen, rebounded by Mead. Mead trying to clear it out of the zone, has it stolen away. Now Olmscheid along the boards, pushes it out to neutral ice. Now she tries to get it going, there it goes. Oh, Lensmeyer gets tripped as she tries to go by. And then Delano's going to bring it into the zone. As Thielen gets a stick on it. Now Wirtz. Wirtz over to Thielen. Thielen's going to push it forward. Now into the zone. Sent it down deep. 7:50 remaining in this first period. Thielen gets it from out at the center ice, or center of the zone. It gets knocked out of the zone, picked up by St. John. Now sent over to Stang, and she's going to try pushing it into the zone. Delano goes to bring it up ice. Stopped there by Kornick. Turns. She's going to send it down deep into the zone, down and around. As Maddie goes for a centering pass. That one gets knocked out of the zone by Delano, but picked back up by Sting. She's going to turn, knock it down deep with just over 7 minutes remaining in this first period. As Mead turns, sends it up ice to Maddie. And now Delano's going to grab it from center ice, try and bring it into the zone. Maddie sends it back out. Now sent back down into the zone as Wirtz will get it behind the net. Trying to clear it out. Delano gets it back, takes a shot, pop fly right over the top of Hansen. Now Wimmer's going to get it. She's going to skate up, bring it across center ice, now into the zone. No call there. Wimmer went down along the boards. As puck gets sent down to the opposite end of the ice for wave off icing. Wirtz will pick it up. There's another shot that'll buzz past the front of the tower. On a backhand one down into the zone. Wirtz will have it behind the net. She's going to bring it up along the boards, goes through a couple players. Now she comes up, almost gets taken out at the blue line. No call. Delano goes for a centering pass, has it deflected. Now Meade sends the puck out to neutral ice. Puck sent across. The stealing comes off the comes up, takes a shot and in. As Steelan tried to come off the bench, she ended up losing her stick, and they go in and score their first goal. 1-0 Delano. Lensmeyer faces off. Puck comes back to Delano. Delano brings it back into their zone. As it comes across over to Homscheid. Homscheid gives it to Sting. Sting weaves in players now into their zone, looking for some options. Has it down in the corner, sends it across over to Lensmeyer. Lensmeyer sends it out to Homscheid. Homscheid tries to push one forward. Has it blocked, and the puck's going to come out. And get sent down into the zone where Sting will pick it up. Sting turns, tries to send it out. Sting will pick it back up. And back and forth in the neutral zone here as Delano goes to bring it up, takes a shot. Just a bit outside. That one, as Kornick gets in there and blocks that one from happening. Delano's going to get it back. And we'll get a penalty as Elan's going to go to the sin bin for tripping. So River Lakes will go on a penalty kill as Wimmer, Rugemer, Meade, and Wirtz are on the ice for the Stars. Puck now into the corner as Wirtz trying to get it out of there. Stearns backhands it out to Wimmer. Wimmer back to Wirtz. Wirtz tries to send it down the ice. Stayed in by Delano. Delano's going to push it back down into the zone. Sends it out to their point. Point sends one down. Now over to their other point. Lops one down there. Buzzes the front of the tower. 3:14 remaining. 1:19 left in the penalty kill. As Wirtz goes to bring it up, or not Wirtz, Wimmer brings it up ice. We're going to go on a penalty here as Wimmer got hooked, it looked like, as she was going down. So we'll be back even here. Even Steven. A little 4-on-4 hockey. at least for a minute and 11 seconds. As Rugemer goes to face off, puck goes back to Wimmer, now to Kornick. Kornick sends it across over to Stang. Stang turns, sends one down, blocked by their goalie. Puck comes out, rebounded by Kornick. Kornick tries to send it back down, but Delano's right there to push it back in. As Kornick's at the blue line, now it comes over to Wimmer. Wimmer's going to bring it into the zone. Turns, sends it out to Stang. Stang tries to send one down, has a block though. And Kornick will pick up the rebound, send it back out to Stang. Stang tries to get it down into the zone. Now Delano turns, sends it up ice. They'll bring it into their zone. As Kornick comes up with the steal on that one. Across center ice, now into the zone. Backhands it to Stang. Stang comes up, takes a shot. Goal up saved by their goalie with 2:10 remaining in this first period. 16 seconds left on the penalty for the Stars as Thielen will come out and we'll be on a power play for 45 seconds. As St. John goes to face off, puck's going to come out and split between Meade and Wirtz. As the puck comes down, Wirtz trying to get in there. As River Lakes now comes full strength, we'll have 46 seconds of a power play. As Maddie trying to send it back to St. John. Delano goes to push it up. Wirtz picks it up at neutral ice, backhands it into the zone. As Maddie gets a stick on that one. Now St. John, puck goes down. Delano trying to clear it out of their zone. They'll turn, sends it down deep. 13 seconds left on the penalty kill. Or on our power play as Wirtz will pick it up behind the net. Tries to send it out, has it intercepted there by Delano. Puck goes up in the air. Rebounded by Maddie trying to bring it up, has a little defense on her. Puck comes back to Lensmeyer. Both back to full strength. As Delano's going to pick it up along the board. Brings it up ice. Met by Meade. Meade turns, sends it up to Rugemer. Rugemer to Lensmeyer. Lensmeyer's going to turn, brings it into the zone. Comes up, tries to get a shot, has it deflected. Puck behind the net. As Kornick steps up to try and keep it in the zone, now she's going to turn, knocks one down. 16 seconds remaining in this first period. 10 seconds remaining. Puck comes out. Delano trying to send it out of the zone and does. Stang sends it across to Kornick, and that's going to end the first period of play. All right, back for second period of play here. As the puck comes out, now brought over to Akerson. And they're going to send it back down into the zone. Wirtz will chase. Wirtz will pick it up. Turns. Goes to bring it up ice. Sends it across over to Akerson. Akerson turns, brings it into the zone. Now behind to Homscheid. Homscheid back to Akerson. Akerson out to Mead. Mead from the point sends one down. Stopped by their goalie. Now back out to Mead. Bounced over her stick, but she's going to race back to it. Sends it across. Tries to get it to Wirtz. Now Homscheid. And Delano sends it back down. Mead with it now, trying to push it up ice. And Akerson taps it along the board. Delano getting it back at neutral ice. Tries for a centering pass there, but nobody was home. Their point's going to pick it back up. Maddie comes in. Now picked up by Mead. Mead trying to push it forward. Delano sends it back down into the corner. Wirtz backhands it over to Thielen. Thielen pinched along the boards. Now Delano gets it back from their point. Sends one down way up high fly ball. And Wirtz turns and sends it out. That's going to be tipped, so no icing call there. We'll get a line change. Thielen trying to get a centering pass out. Comes back out to Tiana. Tiana tries to send one back in. Now staying, pushing it in. Goes for a shot. Stopped by their goalie. Delano picks it up now. Brings it across neutral ice and sends it down into their zone. 12:40 remaining in the second period. As Tiana goes to push it forward, gets it out to neutral ice. Delano gets it back and sends it back down deep. Stang's going to pick it up. Lensmeyer tried to take off there, but had it plucked away. Now Delano sends it back down deep into the zone. Lensmeyer trying to push it forward. Now gets it out to neutral ice. Delano turns and sends it back down. 12 minutes remaining. Oh, you're good. Now Delano trying to push it down into their zone. Delano takes a shot in their feet, but they knocked it out. That time it ran. And Delano's going to take a 2-0 lead. As the puck comes out, Wirtz trying to send it across, gets it over to Mead. Mead tries to push it back out. As Delano trying to push it back into the zone. Jansky turns, sends it down in. And they'll get icing. Jansky will face off there with Wirtz, Mead, and Dickerson. Puck comes back to their point, sends one down. Mead with it now. Dickerson going to push it forward. Gets it into the zone. Sends it back out, but Delano is right there to get it. As puck gets knocked out, Dickerson gets it back, turns, sends it down deep. Delano trying to push it forward. Puck's going to come back down to the other end, and they're going to get called for icing. As Lensmeyer's going to face off, she's got Sting and Homestead, Thielen, and Tiana on ice with her. As the puck comes back, Lensmeyer picks it back up. Out to Sting. Sting turns, sends it back down into Lensmeyer. And here comes Delano up the ice. Puck along the boards. Inside trying to get it out of there. Now Sting ends up getting it, sends it out to neutral ice. As Delano goes to bring it back. Sting pushes it back into the zone. She's got some open ice, brings it in, makes a move, takes a shot, glove saved by their goalie. And that one's going to get knocked out of the zone. And we'll get a whistle for icing. St. John with the face-off. Puck's going to come back to Maddie. She's going to send one down. Buzzes past the front of the tower. Puck now out to neutral ice. Now Wirtz. Tess at it. Now it comes back to Mead. Mead takes a shot. Glove saved by their goalie, and we get a whistle. As Chansky goes to face off, he's got Mead and Lily, Akerson, and Wirtz on the ice with her as Akerson has it. Skates behind the net, looking for some options. Puck comes back out to Mead. Mead's going to turn, sends one down, stopped by their goalie. Delano will get the rebound. And here they come up ice. They'll jump it down into their zone. Goes to skate around. Stolen away by Jansky. Jansky sends it across over to Akerson. Akerson's going to turn and bring it up ice. As Delano gets in there. Puck's going to be on in. Now out to neutral ice. Delano's going to bring it into their zone. Akerson catches up and taps it back out. Lily taps it over to Akerson. Akerson around a couple players there. Now across neutral ice, turns, dumps it down deep She'll go on for a change. Picked up by Jansky. And a little back and forth action now as Stain comes off the bench and puck comes right to her. She now has it behind the net. Keepers. Olivia got a shot there in the corner. And now the puck's going to come out as Tiana will chase. She'll pick it up in the back ice, sends it up to Homscheid. Now sent down into the zone. Homscheid's going to pick it back up, takes a shot, deflected up in the air. Puck comes back to Sting. Sting trying to push it down into the zone. Lensmeyer will pick it up behind the net. Over Tiana. Tiana's going to dump one down. Homscheid was there to tip it. Leland gets the rebound. Comes back to Sting. Sting over to Tiana. She's going to send another one down. Homscheid was almost there again for the tip. Bounced over the top of her stick. As Sting gets it back, turns, sends it out. And that one's going to come back out to neutral ice. We'll have to restart as Tiana's going to pick it up. And dump it back down into the zone. Chased by Lensmeyer. Maddie with it, trying to get a centering pass. Now Meade trying to keep it in the zone, but that one's going to sneak back out. And it comes back to neutral ice. There's Lensmeyer trying to push it forward. It wrapped up with one of the Delano players. As Wirtz dumps it down deep. Delano sends it down and around. Puck comes back to St. John. She tries to come through, has it tipped out of the zone. Now Wirtz will dump it down. We'll have to come out as Hess and Maddie come out of the zone to reset. Meade gets in there. Now Maddie takes a shot. That one's deflected. Wirtz keeps it in the zone. And now they're going to call it offside. That was, I think she made it. I think she was able to keep that one from going out, but there he called it. St. John to face off. Puck brought down into the zone as Akerson's battling her out along the backside of the zone. Akerson with it now. Puck gets knocked out, but she'll get it right back. Tries to backhand it over to Stang, and they're going to call offsides. Earpad thing to work here, so we'll see. Akerson with it now, turns, goes around a player, has it plucked out, and Delano will turn and send it back down into the zone. 4:22 remaining. Puck over to Akerson. Their point knocks it back out, and now Stang will pick it up. Puck over to Jansky. Jansky using the board, trying to clear it out of the zone. Delano able to get back to it. Now they're going to come up for a shot, but Hansen gets down and stops that one from happening. 3:55 remaining. There's a little back and forth slappy sticks going on here. Delano getting it back and knocking it down into the zone. Tiana rebounds it. Trying to push it up ice. Has it stolen away. Now Jansky steals it away. She's going to turn and bring it up ice. Brings into the zone, has... As the puck comes out, their fans are yelling that we had too many players. And now they're going to call offsides. As the puck comes out, Lensmeyer faces off. Puck comes back to Mead. Mead turns, goes to push it up ice. Now into our zone. Mead with it in the corner. Delano trying to clear it back out. And that time does. The puck comes out to neutral ice to Homscheid. Homscheid's trying to push it forward. Lensmeyer does. And Delano will turn and dump it down, and that will be icing with 2:49 remaining in this second period. Lensmeyer will face off. She's got a Homscheid, Thielen, Mead, and Wirtz with her. Puck's going to go into the corner. Delano has it. Now back out to Lensmeyer. Lensmeyer turns, pushes it into the zone. Puck's going to come back to Delano. Delano turns, knocks it down. Wirtz stops it. Goes to push it forward, but Delano steals it right back and sends it down into the zone. Mead with it now, pushing it forward. Has it stolen away by Delano. Now Delano brings it into their zone. Has it knocked away there by Maddie. Maddie goes, brings it up ice, now dumps it into the zone. Just under 2 minutes remaining. St. John comes in, able to deflect that. Now back to Tiana. Tiana from the point sends one down, deflected by their goalie. And that one's going to get sent down for icing with 1:44 remaining in the second. St. John will face off. Puck comes back to Maddie. She sends one down, deflected by their goalie, rebounded by Delano. Delano turns and knocks it back down. And we'll get another icing with 1:33 remaining. St. John faces off, comes back over to Maddie, now over to Sting. Sting trying to push it down into the zone. St. John taps it. Now Maddie sends it to a centering, but Hess was right there to tap it. Had it deflected. Now Delano knocks it back out to neutral ice. Chased there by Sting. Sting's going to bring him to the zone. Race down into their zone. Disrupted. Now picked up by St. John. As Hansen's in there just tapping the puck away. St. John trying to get the rebound. Now Sting gets it. Just under a minute remaining. Backed over to Sting. Sting's going to bring it across neutral ice. Now into the zone. Sends it down deep. We'll get a line change as Delano comes in. They're trying to clear it out of their zone, I should say. Stolen by Wirtz. Wirtz dumps it down in off the goalie. Delano gets the rebound. And here they come up the ice. Cross center. Deflected there by Wirtz. Now intercepted there by Akerson and tapped out of the way. Now Jansky along the boards. Puck comes out. Akerson's going to bring it into the zone. Comes up, takes a shot and in. 5 seconds remaining in this second period. Elena Akerson with the goal. Jansky to face off as Elena Akerson, Lily, and Mead. And Wirtz on the ice. The puck at that neutral ice comes down, and that's going to end the second period of play. We'll be back for third. All right. Looks like we're back for third period of play. As the puck comes out and over to home side, she's going to try pushing it down. And as Delano's going to try pushing it back now into their zone. Martin gets a stick on that one. And it's deflected and in somehow. All right, let's try this again. As the puck gets sent back down, they're going to wave off icing.
Delano, second for the number 18. Ellie Ryan, assist to number 22, Ryan.
Puck now pushed in to the zone, now back out to neutral ice. Delano's going to bring it into the zone. As St. John brings it into the zone. Now Meade trying to push it in there. Delano knocks it back out to neutral ice as Larson chases. Goes for a shot. That one's deflected. Delano backhands one towards Hansen. She stops that one. Now picked up by St. John. Out to Hess. Hess tries to clear it out of the zone. That time succeeds. Gets it out to neutral ice. Meade comes over for it. Picks it up along the boards. And Delano's going to get it at neutral ice and send it back in. Picked up by Barton. Barton along the boards. As it's stolen away. And Delano is going to pick it up in their back ice and start behind their goal. Barton steals it away, sends it down, gets tripped for no call. Stain trying to get a centering pass. And that one's going to get knocked out to neutral ice. As Delano will pick it up and send it down. Hansen blocks that one. Rebounded by Barton. Barton along the boards. Now over to Lensmeyer. Lensmeyer turns, brings it into the zone. Takes a shot. And stopped by their goalie with 11:55 remaining in this third period of play. As Lensmeyer faces off. Puck comes out to neutral ice as Delano brings it into their zone. Larson getting in there with her stick. Picked up by Lensmeyer. And stolen back away by Delano. St. John picks it up from the back ice. Trying to push it forward. Gets it over to Larson. Larson's going to bring it up. Now across center ice into the zone. Comes up, tries to get a shot. Has it deflected. And Delano's going to bring it. Send it down into the zone where Larson picks it up. Larson up to Linsmeyer. Linsmeyer backhands one down into the zone, but Delano's right there to grab it. Now out to neutral ice. Now brought into the zone. Mead with the defense. Maddie gets in there. Deflects that one towards the board. Larson trying to get in there as Linsmeyer swipes it away. Linsmeyer sends it over to Maddie. Now Delano gets it back. Puck's left there loose. Sting says, I'll take it. Brings it into the zone. Maddie tries to bring it in there. Now Sting slaps it towards the goalie. Barton trying to keep it in the zone. That one's going to get knocked out though, and here comes Delano up the ice. Stang tied up with one of the Delano players. And we're going to get a penalty for hooking. Looks like on them. That will be the River Lakes power play. There's number 20 for the Tigers are going to get got the hooking call on them. St. John, the face-off. Puck's going to come out as Barton's going to chase.
I am up on the balcony, and I am
Puck to Thielen. Now over to Barton. Barton takes a shot deflected by their goalie. Rebounded by Barton. Barton over to Wirtz. Wirtz comes up, sends one down, stopped by their goalie. Delano with it now behind their net. St. John steals it away though. Backhands one towards the goalie. Blocked. Rebounded by Wirtz. Wirtz sends it out to Barton. Barton turns, sends one down. Maddie with it now along the boards. Now the puck gets knocked out to Thielen. Thielen to Wirtz. Wirtz turns, tries to send one down. St. John is right there to try and tap it in, but unable to. And now the puck is sent down to the far end where Barton's going to pick it up. Barton sends it up to Maddie. Maddie's going to bring it into the zone. She gets taken out, no call. Delano with it now, trying to push it up ice. Larson's right there, turns, sends it down. Mead's got to come off. Now they can attack. Linsmeyer chases in there. Mead comes over and gets the puck. Now she's going to turn, send it in. Home side to chase. Mead sends it back down. Puck's loose. Mead sends it back into the zone. Now that one's going to sneak by. Larson chased down there. And we're back to full strength they're back to full strength with 7:44 remaining. Linsmeyer back to Larson. Larson fires. Puck's loose out front and sent in by Stang. And River Lakes will take a 2-3 score over or against Delano. We get one more here going and tie her up. 7 minutes and 34 seconds remaining. Some time to do it. And St. John will face off. She has Lily off to her side, Thielen, Wirtz, and Barton. And puck comes out. She's going to push it forward. Delano snaps it back. Wirtz will pick it up in the back ice. They gave that to Emma outside. Emma Olmsted got that goal, sorry. And it's Wirtz gets it, sends it across over to Thielen. Thielen's going to bring it into the zone. Has it tapped away by Delano towards the boards. And as St. John comes over, it's able to keep it in the zone, but that time it gets knocked out and it's going to go to for icing with 6:54 remaining. Bucks. Linesmeyer to face off. Puck comes back to Barton. Barton skates up along the boards. Linesmeyer steps up and knocks it back down. Hess is going to pick it up. Sends it across over to Maddie. Delano clears it out to neutral ice. Picked up by Barton. Barton's going to get it back though. She's got some room. She's going to come up. There's a trip. Almost kept her balance. And we'll go back on a power play. That one was pretty... That one was going to get called. Either way you look at it, that one was pretty obvious. So River Lakes will go on a power play with 6:24 remaining. Down by 1 goal. Staying to face off. Stang, Larson, Thielen, Homscheid, and Mead on the ice. As the puck gets sent down to the opposite end, Larson picks it up. She's going to turn. Comes up around one player now. Tries to get it to neutral ice. Met by some defense. And she's going to get it back. Sends it across over to Stang. Stang tries to bring it into the zone. Has some defense there, but Mead skates up and sends it into the zone. Mead trying to keep it in the zone. Now Delano turns and sends it out. Larson now with it behind the net. 1:18 remaining on the power play. Thielen turns, sends it up, and that's going to be icing on River Lakes. 5:36 remaining in the game. 1:12 left on the power play. Linesmeyer to face off. Sends it across over to Larson. Larson sends it back to Mead. Delano with it now, trying to backhand one down. Larson gets it back, sends it over to St. John. Larson sends it up to Mead, or to Linsmeyer. That one's going to get sent down, and they'll call icing again. 50 seconds remaining on the power play. 5:14 left in the game. We're running a little bit behind as normally the varsity game is almost ready to take off, but JV didn't start till about 5:45, 10 to 6, so Barton trying to push it up, gets it across over to St. John. St. John's going to pick it up at neutral ice, trying to push it into the zone. Wirtz taps it into the zone, and Delano sends it back out. Barton tapping it towards Maddie. Tied up along the scoreboard. As Linsmeyer gets that one knocked out, Delano sends it down deep into the zone. 7 seconds remaining on the power play. Barton's going to pick it up. Sends it across. Delano gets back to full strength and now brings it in the zone. That one sneaks in front of the tower. Now back out to their point. Point goes to send one down. Linsmeyer with it now, trying to push it up. Gets it to neutral ice. Now into the zone. She's got a 1-on-5 going here. As Olmscheid gets in, now Mead. Mead trying to push it up, but Delano gets a stick on it. And here they come back up the ice. Lensmeyer comes in and finds the loose puck. Looking for a player, now has it stolen away, and then Larson gets it back, turns, sends it down deep. 3:39 remaining in the game. And there's the puck at neutral ice. Mead trying to push it forward. Delano with it now, brings it into their zone. Stolen away by Larson. Larson trying to push it forward. Has some room, comes out to neutral ice, but Delano snaps it back into the zone. Mead with it now. And Maddie knock it out. And here comes Delano back into their zone. Goes for a shot, just a bit outside. 3 minutes remaining. As Mead has it now, across center ice. Dumps it down. And goes in. Mead dumped it down, and it just snuck past the goalie pad, and she was skating off to do a change, and Kirby pointed at her and said, "You just scored." So we now have a 3-3 game. As St. John will face off with Thielen and Maddie, Martin, and Wirtz. As Barton sends it out of the zone. Thielen pushing it forward. And that one's going to get brought back into the zone. Wirtz with it now. Skates around one player. She's going to come up. They got a 3-on-2. Here they come into their zone. Now into their zone. Skates around a player, comes up, takes a shot, deflected. And now Delano's going to turn and bring it up. They got a 2-on-2 as they come into Barton and St. John. St. John using the body. Barton comes over there and swipes it away. 2 minutes remaining as Barton is going to come up the ice. Comes across neutral ice, now into the zone. Goes around one player, comes up, takes a shot just a bit outside. That one's going to sneak out as Olmstead tries to keep it in, but unable to, and we'll get offsides. We're at the minute 48 remaining. Puck comes out on a Lensmeyer face-off. Larson with it now, dumps it down into the zone, a minute 42 remaining. As Delano picks it up along the boards, trying to skate it out of the zone and succeeds. Now dumps it down, she'll chase her own dump. And she'll do the loop-de-loop around, comes out in front, takes a shot, stop, blocked. Lensmeyer with the rebound. Lensmeyer brings it into the zone. Skates around, backhands one, buzzes the front of the tower, rebounded there by Stang. Stang back to Larson. Larson dumps one down. Maddie tips it into the boards. Just under a minute left. We're all tied up. As we'll get a line change. Thielen knocks it down into the zone. Oop. Found a slippery spot, but they come back in and get it. 29 seconds remaining. Puck knocked out to neutral ice. Barton comes over, knocks it towards Wirtz. Wirtz is going to skate it in. She's got 20 seconds remaining to take this one. Backhands one towards the goal, blocked. Rebounded by Wirtz. Out to Barton. Barton, 12 seconds remaining. Barton skates in, takes a shot, blocked by their goalie. Rebounded by Thielen. Thielen's going to send it back out to Wirtz. 4 seconds remaining. Puck comes down to Delano, and it's going to get knocked out. And that's going to end the game with the 3-3 tie. All right, we'll be back here in 15-20 minutes, I would say, for the start of the varsity game, as it's running late due to the starting late of the JV game.